Here on Indie Style, we'll feature successful entrepreneurs from across the globe who are making incredible strides in their industry. You may not know their names yet, but you soon will. I'm Leah DeVon, and this is Indie Style. Hello and welcome to Indie Style. I am your host, Leah DeVon. Well, today you are going to meet Farah Allen. Farah Allen is an accomplished media technology specialist. She has over 20 years of technology leader experience. She is the CEO and she's also the founder of the Labz. So guys, I want you to welcome my beautiful guest to the show, Miss Farah Allen.
Hello. Thank you for having me. It's awesome.
I am so excited that you are on the show today because Farah, you are doing a lot of really, I kind of say powerful things in your industry. So I can't wait to just kind of jump in and talk about what you're doing in the world of media technology. So how did you even get into the field of media technology? And for people, I mean, I'm somewhat of a techie, but tell everybody what that is.
Sure. So I've always been a creative. I've always been an artist. I was a sculptor. I was had a saxophone. I played jazz, and my Caribbean parents said, "You're not doing art in school. Sorry, pick something else." And I picked architecture, and I went to FAMU, Florida, go Rattlers.
Oh,
and,
yes.
It was the closest, more practical thing to do when you knew how to draw and you were creative. And I did that for a number of years, designing buildings and interiors. And I really just wasn't fulfilled. For whatever reason, I wasn't fulfilled. And I went into technology because it seemed as though that was a part of my job that I liked the best. I liked the systems to draw stuff, AutoCAD and SketchUp. And it was like, oh, I get to draw buildings. And, this is how you build buildings. It really wasn't paper and pen. It was actually technology. And so that interesting part I went into and became a project manager. And then I became a management consultant because I had a knack for designing software, at least, coming up with ideas as to how to solve it. And I would actually use my, artistic background to build or design these systems for these major organizations. And then I was still not really capturing what I wanted to do. I was always pretty much doing things for other people. And that just wasn't fulfilling for me. I wanted to be the person to see this in fruition, not the person that build it and then give it away. And so I found this problem to solve. I wanted just to be an entrepreneur at this point, and I found it in music. And my first swing at it was solving IP issues within musicians as they were creating this piece of work. And we did that, and that idea kind of spawned. That technology that I built was a collaboration platform for musicians to write together in a space that was creative. And while they were doing that, their individual IP was being documented automatically and then put on a blockchain for security reasons and for documentation. And so I built something that people wanted to be in and felt creative to be in and can change the background and such. And then the film industry got a hold of it and they wanted it for themselves. And they're like, can you add some tools for us? Can you add videos? We can go, we work with music too. Like there's tools. This seems like something that should be bigger. Right. And, and at that point, our first customer was Abigail Disney and her folks and her community.
Wait. Disney?
Abigail Disney heiress. She's heiress for Disney. She has her own.
I know who that is. You were just like, oh, and by the way, Okay.
Yes, I met actually her co-founder of her company, Adrian, in LA as I was pitching, because I mean, I'm telling a story, but this has been a journey, right? I'm giving you the summation of all the things.
Good. This is good.
It was a hard journey, right? Especially being in the music industry. So guys, just know we'll talk about the ugly part at another show.
Right.
But adding those tools was really cool, and I was getting into this film industry, this theater industry, this television industry of learning who producers are and what they want, and even people who are working with audio. Now it's not just music; it's like audio, music, audio, and sound and soundtracked, and it was a really cool platform that during COVID, because we had just started that part of it. People were asking us to bring audiences into the space, because I've designed a space to be flexible. I had a bunch of communication, had chat in there, video conference, all these widgets to collaborate, and you can change the background. Like, this is my environment. This is my place. I want to show a movie in here. I don't want to use Zoom. I don't want to use it, Hopin. And so that spawned this really was survival at this point. It's like, okay, let's build something for events that was more cinematic, that was more theatrical and creative and brandable. And immediately I got funding for that. It was like easy funding at that point. I was struggling all this time as a technology company.
Right.
And then Abigail Disney and her team decided to come fund this, because they were very interested in actually surviving as an organization that no longer can be in Broadway and no longer can go on the red carpet. And
right.
It was everyone's problem in the film industry at that point. And so I did something so quick and so fast, and had customers like Netflix, Hulu, and all these folks in a platform. And I'm like, wow. And there were like celebrities in there. And I'm like, oh my God, Emma Stone's in here, or Bernie Sanders is in here. Exactly. It's something I built.
Right.
Yes. And it was just so, just interesting and exciting, because that wasn't my experience when I was doing music. It was like really a struggle to do everything. And now I have this seamless, this success that I was like not prepared for at all. It was
but you were prepared though. But you were prepared.
I was prepared. I was surprised.
You were prepared, because it sounds like
yes,
you found something that you're passionate about in your background, and it sounds like, because I have to correct you, I'm like no, because it sounds like when your opportunity that you needed came to you, you had to have been prepared, because you got the deal and you've branded and you've expanded your business. So right?
You're right.
Like you were able to do it. You said, you know what? So-and-so said I needed. And I guess why I wanted to stop you, and I hope people are listening, and the takeaway is, and I'm sure you realize this, when you were like, I was working so hard and I was kind of struggling. And then, my opportunity came, and I met Farah a while ago and just was very enamored by everything she was doing. This was right before we went into COVID timeout. And it just sounds like when opportunity came, you were prepared for it. So I just want to, from what I hear from what you were saying, you were just prepared. Even if it wasn't right there for you, you were like, do something quick. Yeah. You were prepared for that opportunity. So
I was prepared. You are so right.
I had to stop you because
Thank you. Yes, thank you. That's what sisters do. That's what we do. And so the escalation for me happened when I decided not to just be an event platform. I was like, how, people are going to go back to work and people are going to go back outside. But, I put on a really good show. It was a theatrical experience online, but it was still, it wasn't enough. Something was missing from it being unique from everything else that was out there. And something that I wanted a big company. It was my desire to have like $1 billion company. I knew we were on to something. I just didn't know what was missing. And then my family members bought me an Oculus for Christmas.
What?
20 Oculus. So that Facebook Oculus, the VR headset.
Okay.
It's a VR headset.
Okay.
And I went in that world, and I was in worlds for like 2 months. I was watching movies in the worlds. I was in a living room. I was at concerts. I was, looking at the homeless situation in LA, and it was so real. And it was even in space, and felt like I was falling. And the elements, I like to reverse engineer things. Because as an artist, you're looking at little details and the elements. Right. So as it in there was storytelling, it was games, but it was grown up. A lot of stuff I was doing was grown up. I wasn't really doing any of the VR games. Mm-hmm. It was grown up stuff that people were giving me the story and really immersing me into an environment while they were storytelling. And so I was like, okay, now after a month or two being, and I really don't want to have a headset on anymore. I want to be in reality, but I still want to experience environments in this way and stories in this way. Why, and then, looking at where the world was going after that, it was like Mark Zuckerberg announcing that he's claiming the word meta, and all these things are going to happen in the metaverse, and no one really knows what that means. But organizations want a part of it. We don't want to be left behind. And so the next iteration of what we're doing and are doing now is making the metaverse, which is just environments and your brand and your product and communication around your brand online and on mobile, accessible to businesses.
Okay. Hold on one second. Mikey, pull up something so we can kind of see a little bit. I know it's not the essence of when, of course, but just to see a little bit of what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, even for this is an event, but this can be your organization and all the products that live on your website, right? The idea around visualization is that, 92% of people learn through visualization, meaning they learn through gamification, actually seeing what they're doing in real time versus reading. Their learning is happening through visuals. So bringing your world, your products, your business, your podcast into an environment that represents who you are is the next thing. It is actually going on right now in VR. It's not going on online on phones. So we have created the technology, just like you have website builders, you have these metaverse builders, and I am one of the companies doing that. I have very little competition. I have 92 patents on what we do and the technology we do. And a lot of interesting customers from Amazon to Google to Salesforce, great partnerships. So it has that transition from not just being an event platform, which is what we do too, because people house all their business in this space of theirs. And it can be an event, it can be the shopping, it can be where people watch your content, where you invite people in to have conversations in your environment, in your living room, in your place of business. And this is your space. And it has really grown in multiple locations across the world. So
that is so
that's us.
Look, I'm gonna get goosebumps. Because how long is your business? How long have you had your business, Labz? How long have you had your business?
So we started this product during COVID. It started getting so big that I actually had to stop doing the other product.
Close my mouth. Wow. Farah, wow. That's like, what, 2.5 years that you really... That is
I don't even count the first year because that was, what's going on here?
yeah, everybody's
Yeah.
like, what are we doing?
What are you doing? Yeah.
No, that's like, it's just very different. I was excited to bring you on because, my show is about people who are like you, who people maybe don't know what you're doing, but it's just very empowering and you're just really winning in your industry. And it seems like you have found this niche.
Thank you.
Like, that's incredible. And it's interesting to me because, for me, when you were first explaining it to me before you really showed me some of the things that I saw that time when we were on the phone, people think of like interactive or whatever. They might think of like a green screen or certain things that you can do, but you've taken it like Star Wars, like it's on like steroids to another level of just incredible. So good for you.
Thank you.
That is so exciting. And it's so wonderful because I had it, of course, like you've got this team, you have all of this support. How long did it take you to kind of build that team of support behind you?
It took me years. I'm a really good, I'm a people person, even though I'm like introvert, but I still like to have good conversations and meet good people. That's how I met you. So that has been going on for years. And, not much I can do if, in the music industry, if I wasn't from music, right? I had to learn all these new faces and they had to learn me. But I've been in corporate America since forever, right? Since I graduated college. And it was something where I got into this. It was so unique. There is really no options outside of me. And there's a transformation that's happening in the world when it comes to this type of thing. And here I am, right? And so if your business needs to come up to par, then I can call you or tap you. So as far as like the support and recommendations for like customer side, I first tapped into my network and activated them, and they referred me to all these really cool people. Comcast is one of our investors, and they've linked me, and then Fearless Fund and some other folks have been really, really good. As far as my team, that's been hard. Like, as an entrepreneur, like before, I wasn't like greatly funded. I was kind of like just moving along. So I was never able to hire a team. I was always like getting freelancers or people to help me, right? Get to that whatever milestone. And then when I did my last round, I did a $2 million round, and I actually had enough money to, I'm one of 50 Black women to have raised over $3 million in these streets. And
wait, let me stop you right there. She's been featured like in Forbes magazine. Talk about some of your accolades. Where have you?
Yeah, I've been, it's been, it's hard to talk about accolades. No. Well, I got woman of the year in technology, startup of the year, twice, startups to watch. I mean, it has been, I think my journey is always me it's always something new I'm trying to create in the market. I'm creating a new market, essentially. And that's always been interesting to people, especially, women, minorities aren't typically the face of innovation or leading anything. So, I've kind of just ignored that and just went for blockchain, went for metaverse right out the gate and said, I'm here, and people surrounding me, I say I'm here. I don't hide that I'm here because I see how much people it helps. So I say I'm here, people say I'm here, and then, thankfully I've been getting noticed, and it's been great because everyone kind of says, all right, I want to get in this space too, right? That's the whole point of this. So yes.
I love it because when you first got out of college, you were in a field making good money if you were an architect. And I love that you said, something with architecture that you said, I wasn't fulfilled and I didn't, I wasn't passionate about what I was doing. And so, you figured out a way to find something that you're passionate about. And
Yeah.
I'm very inspired by
Thank you.
that in you.
Thank you. And, to get any deeper, I was kept out of progression at the speed that I knew I wanted to go. So as a woman, I was, architecture is construction. I was in the construction world, and I was literally told that I couldn't go to the next level, which was like, head of sales or something like that, because they would lose customers because I was, they've never had a African-American or a woman in this role. And at that point where I was working my butt off, they were having me train everyone who came into the company.
Right.
I was killing it. There's no one. I actually formed a course at the college based around their company, and they've never had a course based on I was doing it because that's what I do. I love doing stuff, right? And none of that was appreciated. And I was like, I'm never giving that power of all of me away without getting to where I need to go. Like, that's not fulfilling. So though I liked what I was doing, is not what I wanted to do the rest of my life. And I saw that that's what what was needed for me was to stay where I was. And so I was not going to do that. I had too much to give, and I was giving it to people who didn't really want it.
Didn't really appreciate it. And they
didn't want it.
But I love, how great is it that this is yours? This is your company. You get to make the choices. You get to do what you want to do. Like, that to me, as an African-American woman in your field, and you are killing it. Like, yay, you are winning in your industry. And it's like, I am very inspired. Like, when I was reading about you, it was just awe, like, wow. And I'm so happy, like I said, that I got a chance to meet you and to talk about your business, because you are really doing really big things, in your industry. And it's kind of like, I really hope that other women that are listening to this will find something from it, because I'm getting goosebumps, because to me, like, I like that you were like, this is not where I'm going to stay. And you can stay because it's comfortable in business. Certain places are comfortable. You saw a bigger vision for yourself. And that is what a true independent entrepreneur does. They really go out there and they find their passion and they find their purpose. And like I said, you are doing it so big. Tell me what you're most proud of. Like, what do you consider like your biggest accomplishment thus far?
Oh, biggest accomplishment. I learned very early, I can't wake up every morning just for me. It's a high feeling to always, I landed that big client, but that's what I'm supposed to do, right? I'm supposed to land big clients. Oh, I got some more money. I'm in here to make money. So but this thing is really hard. The world is hard. The no's are hard. There's things that are super difficult that most people would be like, I'm going back to work. All right, I could be an executive at this point. I know enough people, right? What makes me not do it is that, quick story, I'm on stage and at this company in LA, and LA, the Black folks there are always like, we don't see a lot of, day-to-day successful people, right? There's either super celebrities or just
right.
And so I'm on stage, and then I come off, I'm doing like this TEDx type, talk, come off stage, this older woman, she's really old. I don't want to say really old, but she was an older woman, and she said, she loved the talk. She marched with Dr. Martin Luther King, got arrested several times. They put her in like a farm concentration camp with barbed wires. And, she's been living in LA all her life. And she sometimes wondered if it was really worth it. And she said, Farah, I saw you today, and I know it was. I see what we did. And I was like, my God, this is not, and I could be anybody. It's just the message to me was, I am, someone worked for me to be here. I'm working for someone else to be in this space because it's nobody. I'm by myself a lot of times. I don't want to be by myself. I want us to be great together and bring the world, into a space where we're all, it looks like all kind of colors, and it's filled with all our ideas. As seasoned as our ideas are, it matters, and people want it. And that's really why I move forward, because I see that. It makes me high to hear a woman say, I got in this, I'm here, Farah, and she's standing right next to me on the stage. And I'm like, yes, let's go. And she's motivating the next person. That is really what gets me going, because I can make money. I don't really need to be, Elon Musk, because there's only so much you can have. But the fulfillment of what, my life is about bringing people into a world where we all matter, our ideas matter, our genius is appreciated, and we're coloring the world with it. So
you're going to make me heart you, because that was really, really, here's the thing. I'm very passionate about my show because I get to meet people like you and celebrate people like you. And so it's almost like when I do a show, I get to take notes and I get to be very inspired, because I think we need more of that in the world, for people to learn from each other, to appreciate each other, to really celebrate each other's victories, and if you want people to win. I am so happy for you, because I know it's just going to be huge. I have this thing called my sixth sense. Mikey will tell you that. And I will call things and she'll be like, you were right. 3 years later, you were right, Leah. I brag. I'm not joking. Yes. Huge. You are going to be huge. It's not going to just be people. Everybody's going to know your name. And I'm really excited for you. Give a tip for success for somebody that's trying to, like, I don't know, get into the I don't even have
metaverse. That one. You'll learn it. I'll teach it to you.
I will. Give somebody what's a tip for success?
I would say believe in your genius. That is the hardest part and the thing that drives you the most. Believe in your genius. You are tremendously smart. Your ideas matter. Just really believe in yourself. So that is the tip. It's loaded with other tips embedded in it. But if you don't do that part, and you'll let a lot of people come in there in your space, in your ear, and talk to you, and they're wrong. They're wrong. You believe that you have the answer, or you'll find it, right? So that's it.
Good. I said, okay. So tell everybody where they can find you.
Yes.
On social media.
On social media, my personal tag, find me CEO, FARAH, 1R. Don't put 2 R's in my name. It's okay, but don't, just 1 R. And then for Labz, which I'm on too, it's the LABZ live on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all over. Find me on LinkedIn. I'm always on there as well.
And your website?
And my website is thelabz.com. LABZ.com, The Labz.
Well, Miss Farah Allen, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm very impressed. I'm really happy for you. And like I said, I called it. Okay, everybody watching, everybody listening, I called it. See, and I get to be like, I told you so. Like,
yep.
You do great things because you're a good person. You have a good heart. And besides that beautiful brain that you have, that beautiful genius of a brain that you have a good heart. And I just really believe when you are that kind of a person and you go out in the world and you want to make a difference and it comes from a good place, it just all comes back to you. So I wish you continued success.
Thank you. This is all therapy for me right now. Thank you, Leah. Yes. I'm going to bed feeling good. No. We need to hear that on our side. So I appreciate it. You are awesome. And I'm just cheering for you as well. So we'll cheer for each other as we go to the next level.
100%. Alrighty, lovely Farah Allen. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Did you guys just see my pillow drop? It fell. But anyway, how awesome is Farah Allen? She is doing it. And as we say, she is doing it indie style. She is doing it big. And she's going to continue to do great things in her industry. And remember, I called it. So I hope that you guys will enjoy our Indie Spotlight Artist of the Week. And until next time, I am Leah DeVon. You be well.
Found a love for me, darling, just dive right in and follow my lead. Well, I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. I never knew you were that someone waiting for me, 'cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time, darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all alone, and in your eyes you're holding mine. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, but you heard it, darling, you look perfect tonight. Well, I found a woman stronger than anyone I know. She shares my dreams. I hope that someday I'll share her home. I found a love to carry more than just my secrets, to carry love, to carry children of our own. We are still kids, but we're so in love, fighting against all odds. I know we'll be alright this time, darling, just hold my hand, be my girl, I'll be your man. I see my future in your eyes. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. When I saw you in that dress, looking so beautiful, I don't deserve this, darling, you look perfect tonight. Baby,